Hey, good morning. Big A coming to you live from his patio. I'm sitting out back this morning. Going to be getting on a mastermind call in a few minutes, and I was thinking through some things. I just got off a coaching call with one of my clients, and we were talking about characteristics of our life and how we do things. And one of the things that came to my mind I wanted to talk to you about this morning was making things amazing. And Robin and I talk about this a lot. We watch our grandkids grow up, watched our kids grow up, and the things that we teach, there's a balance, between being too hard and not being hard enough, and our expectations when we go out in public, to different restaurants or hotels or wherever it is that we're going. There's this expectation of we want things good. Right? I mean, we want the food good. We want the service good. Not in a bad way. We don't want to be, over the top, but we want things good. And when I started thinking about my career and kind of how we got to the place we're at now, one thing that's kind of an overarching theme to my entire career is I want to make it amazing. Now, let me be the first to say everything I do is not amazing. It's not. I mean, I give you that. There's people that can do things much more amazing than we do here at Iron Sharpens Iron or at View from the Top. But it's as amazing as I know how. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. When I was a little boy, my dad would get me up early on, during the summer, and he'd say, "Hey, I need you to go with me today." And I would go with him to the construction site. And I was probably, I don't know exactly, I was probably 7, 8, 9 years old during this period of time. And my dad would hand me a bag and a broom and a dustpan. And he would say, "I want you to go in these houses and I want you to sweep them, clean them up. Every mess that we make, I want it picked up. I want it swept out well. I want you to go outside, pick up all the trash." And I would do it. And when I first started doing it, my dad would come in and he would look at the room and he would say, you didn't do this right. And I'm like, "What? It's clean." And he'd go over to the corners and he would say, "Look, there's all this sawdust, or there's cigarette butts in here. And look up on the plate there where we nail the 2x4s, and there's sawdust all over that." And I'm like, "Dad, that's going to be covered up. Like, y'all going to put drywall over that." And he said, "Well, it doesn't matter." He said, "It has nothing to do with your job. Your job is to make this look clean. And in the corners and in the plate, the whole floor, I want it swept. I want it cleaned out." And I said, "Dad, tomorrow they're just going to mess it up again." He said, "That has nothing to do with today. Like, I want it clean today." And I would go outside at the end of the day, and I'd have to pick up all the Coke cans and the cigarette butts and the trash and stack the lumber. I'm like, "Dad, they're just going to mess up this lumber again tomorrow." He says, "It has nothing to do with today. I want it right today. I want it clean. I want it amazing. I want you to do your very best." Well, as I got older, my mom used to say some things similar to that. I would get up in the mornings, get ready to go to school, and she'd say, "Aaron, you need to clean up your room. You need to make your bed." I'm like, "Mom, I'm going to get back in the bed tonight. Like, why do I need to make it up?" She says, "Because it needs to be amazing. Every day, it needs to be amazing. You need to clean your room. You need to straighten your things. You need to take care of it." Well, over the course of time, that was ingrained in me. And then when I went into business for myself when I was 18 years old, I thought back about that. And when you could come in our pawn shops or the construction company that we own, whatever it was clean. Every day, the parking lot was swept. The showcases were wiped off. Everything was dusted. Like, it was amazing. And people used to comment when they came into our retail stores, like, "This is amazing." Fast forward, 4 decades, Scott Beebe started working with us to help us create our core values. And we created our core values. And then along came Kevin Wallenbach. Kevin works with us, has done a remarkable job in our company. And he said, "We need to hone down a little bit further on the core values." And we did. And quickly I was able to say, making it amazing is a top priority for us. That's a core value that I've lived by my entire life. And I tell you those things to ask you this question. Are you making things amazing in your life, in your personal life, as a dad? as a husband in your business? Or are you just kind of getting by? Are you just kind of going, well, that's good enough? Well, I don't like good enough. I don't in anything. It's like, hey, I want it amazing as I know how. We had a mastermind member years ago in our organization. John Nemo's his name. A lot of y'all know John. John called me on the phone one day and he said, hey, Big A, I want to talk to you. He said, I know what your core values are, and I know your second core value is make it amazing. And he said, I want to talk to you about something that you're doing. And I said, okay. He said, first of all, thank you for the birthday card that you sent me. And I said, well, you're more than welcome. And I felt good about it. He said, but they're not amazing. And I thought about it a minute. We weren't in person. We were on the phone, and it pissed me off. I was like, what? You have no idea what goes into doing those birthday cards. And he said, I'm appreciative that you did it, but it's not amazing. I know that your team sent it out and there was a stamped message in there, and like the card looked pretty, but I knew that it didn't align with your core values, and that's why I'm bringing it out today. And so I was still angry. I thanked him, got off the phone, and our team got together the following Monday, and I said, let me tell you what John Nemo said. And they did. I said, I'm really upset about it. And Brooke said, Dad, they're not amazing. I was like, oh, he called you too. And she said, no, he didn't call me. But the truth is, they're not amazing. We just scale that. We just put it out. The team does that. They're not amazing. So what we do now is we do the card. We get the pictures. We put the message in. And then Brooke gives them to me. And I sit there at my desk and I write a handwritten note in every card for the birthdays for all the guys in Iron Sharpens Iron Mastermind. People call me all the time. Big A, I can't believe you took the time to do this. You know what they say? This is amazing. And I'm like, yes, that's what we wanted. Well, I want to encourage you today to kind of think through what you're doing. I want you to think through your processes, the way you onboard, the way you sell your product, the way you sell your service, the way you treat your spouse, the way you treat your children. I want you to think about everything that you do, because the way you do anything is the way you do everything. And I don't want to slide by. I don't want to be average. I want to be amazing, and I hope you do too. Hope you have a great day. We'll see you.